Photograph art using a copy stand. Let me show you how. Welcome back to the Visual Center. I'm Carlos, and in a previous video I showed you how to photograph art in a studio setting. Today I'm going to show you how to photograph art using a copy stand. So what is a copy stand? A copy stand is an apparatus used to solve for the four major factors in photographing art that I talked about in my previous video: lighting, distortion, glare, and color. So if we take a look at the parts of a copy stand, we can see how it was designed to solve for these factors. Photographing art requires even lighting, so the stand has two arms with lights attached that extend at about 45 degrees from the platform. This will ensure even light across the piece. The lights are a little adjustable to help fine-tune your lighting. These same features will also help to reduce glare, and although copy stands can be large and relatively bulky, they aren't too heavy, so getting it set up in a space where you can control the ambient light should prove pretty easy. The right angle of the camera mount places the camera parallel with the platform and artwork. This helps solve for distortion, particularly keystoning. The raising of the mount head can allow you to use a longer focal length, which will reduce barrel distortion. When talking about glare, it's important to think about the surface of the painting as well as the medium used. Most mediums have a relatively matte surface, so the 45-degree lighting solves for this issue. But things like oil paintings can be tricky. Because of the nature of the medium, the surface of the painting is not flat, and so instead of dealing with one flat surface, you're dealing with multiple surfaces at varying angles. This can cause specular highlighting throughout the painting. A way to solve for this is to use polarizing filters. These are transparencies you place over the lights that are designed to reduce specular highlighting. I'll put a link in the description. You can also get a polarizing filter for your camera. This particular one is called a circular polarizing filter, which, when attached, allows you to rotate the ring to change the intensity of the effect. The fourth factor, color, would be solved by selecting a white balance that matches the lighting sources, and then you can adjust it in post-production. So let me show you how to use the copy stand. We start by mounting the camera. On this model, the head has a plate that extends to help center the image, but is also helpful for mounting. Once it's mounted, it's also helpful to get a spirit level to make sure your camera is level and parallel to the platform. Then you can raise the head to the height you need. Like I mentioned before, I like to use a longer focal length, so I like to raise it up a little higher. A lot of platforms will have markings to help you align the artwork, but they can also be used to center your camera. For this, it's helpful to have an LCD that can flip out. Otherwise, consider placing the copy stand on the floor to help get a better view. I'm going to turn on my camera's grid display and align that with the center markings. Once the camera is level and centered, place the artwork on the platform and center it in your camera's frame. Today I'm using a painting from my very talented wife, painter-photographer Sarah Sanchez. You can find more about her work on Instagram at @thesarahart. As far as settings go, you'll want to find out what f-stop is sharpest for your lens. For most lenses, it'll be f8, like the one I'm using, but you'll want to look up what your lens's sweet spot is. For the other exposure settings, it's a good idea to use a light meter. Now, just set your white balance and make sure your camera is focused, and then take some pictures. Now, copy stands can be very convenient and helpful in photographing art, but they can get a little pricey. I'll put some links in the description below, but if you're handy with tools, there are a lot of instructions online on how to build your own. If you found this video helpful, give it a like and share it with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell for notifications. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Yeah.